are wicked and wicked and evil. Bad mind don't go on yet from September 3rd.
So it's like Daryl Vaz are the superhero in the JLP cabinet because him not stop play defense. Like everybody will try to come at the Prime Minister or the JLP themselves, him ready for defend. And today was the same thing in Parliament when Mark Golding questioned about the 150 million US that the government is planning to loan JPS so they can restore power by February of next year to all the entire Jamaica basically. Because we know them say them they are 70%, but to long them they are 70%, them say the other 30% get damaged really bad and it hard to get to. That's why them still kind of stuck at 70 point something percent at the island get back power. You see me people? So we have Mark Golding did a question and I asked some questions. Say, yo, remember say we only have 20% in JPS and based on them yearly revenue, we get like 70 million USD from that. Or we say sure we are going to get back the 150 million because JPS contract in July of 2027. And the reason why them alone JPS are because them no want JPS automatically get back another license for cover power in Jamaica without renegotiating. So by Mark Golding asking this question, instantly Daryl Vaz feel like an attack. He might attack the government and him just a play defense. But me I'm gonna watch the video and you can tell me if you thoughts on this. Tell me which side on the side with on this one. Was it some good question? I really bad mind Mark Golding bad mind the government. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment.
The context of your presentation in relation to the JPS situation is that the license expires, I think is it July 2027. Notice has been given, triggering the consequences of license termination. Jamaica has roughly 20% of the equity in JPS. The funding gap, based on the recently done work to do the restoration of the grid, including substations, transmission, posts, etc., distribution lines, is around 350 million US. So our 20%, if you're looking at it as a shareholder, our 20% would be 70 million. But we are actually taking the risk of lending an unsecured loan to JPS of 150 million, which is twice the proportion of the equity that we hold in the business. So unsecured, if you have any collateral to seize, you're relying on a mechanism to get it back, which I'm going to speak to in a second. So my question to you is, first of all, the other 200 million, which is currently not funded, but which is necessary to achieve the timelines that you have indicated for restoration, what is the assurance that that 200 million will be raised on a timely basis so as to enable the necessary expenditures to be made by JPS to hit the targets, which are presumably fairly aggressive targets given the extent of the damage to the grid and so on? What level of confidence do you have that that 200 million will be raised by them? And what is the time frame that it has to be raised by for that target to be met? I'd like to know the time frame for that. So I'll summarize. One is the timeline for JPS to fund the 200 million gap, and whether you would ensure that that funding is in place before you expose our $150 million.
Let me indicate very clearly for all of Jamaica to hear. The meeting that we had yesterday morning, where the Minister of Finance and the Financial Secretary was there, we ironed out a way forward, realizing the seriousness and the time-sensitive nature of this response. So the first answer to your question is that this government is prepared on behalf of the people of Jamaica to release the $150 million in whatever tranches are required as quickly as possible to get the restoration going. And that's the difference between a caring government and somebody who has a financial background. The people want light. Okay? So let me just make that clear.
Point of order, Minister.
Point of order.
Minister, point of order.
His feet, talking. The minister is standing on his feet, talking into the mic. You don't need to personalize your response. You don't need to get hot under the collar. It's a legitimate question I'm asking. And I'm just, so don't bother talk about having a financial background. I want to know a simple question. Are you going to ensure the funding is in place? And now you're coming back and personalizing it in a totally unnecessary way.
Let me repeat. Let me repeat. The member is saying that his position is that he would not release the $150 million unless he knew where the $200 million was coming from. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. And I am telling you.
Minister, please.
Let me just say it again. Based on the meeting that took place yesterday, we are confident, based on the meeting that had the representative of the Ministry of Finance at the highest level, the Minister and the Financial Secretary, you can't go any higher, that we are prepared to release the $150 billion tonight if it means that the people are going to get back light sooner than later. You are a wicked and evil. Bad mind don't go on yet from September 3rd.
Members.
Wicked and evil. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Minister, hold. Members. Members from the opposition side.
You are an uncaring set.
If you
You are
do,
a heartless set.
if
You are a
you
wicked
do not
set.
allow the minister to continue, then we will have to go to something else. Please. You do not have the floor. Member from St. Catherine North Central, you do not have the floor.
Mr. Speaker.
You will find out in short.
Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead, Minister.
The $150 million
Give me
that the
chance.
government is prepared to release as soon as the documentation is in place, which will be no later than a matter of hours to a day, because of the urgency, is specific for restoration over 2 months, December and January. That $150 billion is ring-fenced